We all know about external threats to our data, hackers, malware, phishing scams. But what about the risks that come from within? Your employees, contractors, trusted partners, they all have access to sensitive information. And let's face it, accidents happen.
Insider risk management space is becoming more of a focus for companies today than ever before because of the blurred lines between external threats and internal threats. Additionally, with all the technology advances that we have and all the unfettered access to data we have and the data creation that we have in companies, it is now easier for an employee to access data that they probably have no need to access. So when thinking about risk from an insider, we categorize it in 3 different ways. First, you have your negligent insiders. These are insiders who are not malicious. They don't intend to harm the company, but they take an action that's either against company policies or it's an accident. They may leak data unintentionally. And so these are users that you want to educate on why what they did was against company policy or is wrong and help them become productive employees again. Then we have your malicious employees. These are employees that something happened in their life that caused them to want to harm the organization. So they're going to try and delete data or steal data or provide sensitive data to competitors. The last category, compromised users. These are users that, through no fault of their own, have become compromised by an external entity.
Some of the biggest insider threat challenges I've experienced outside of the conventional data loss and IT sabotage type cases are analysts struggling to distinguish between business justifications and malicious activity.
These unintentional insider risks can be just as damaging as malicious attacks. But how do you identify them before they cause a problem?
Anytime an organization is looking to implement a insider risk management program, they want to make certain that it's as comprehensive and holistic as possible. So when you're looking at implementing a comprehensive IRM program, the entire leadership team needs to be on board with the approaches and the practices and the technologies. You need to make certain that you've hired the right personnel to understand that this is a human-centric problem and not just a cybersecurity problem. Then you have to have that right blend between the right technology that helps solve the IRM problem for your organization, along with the right personnel, the right company policies that support the approaches you want to take. As with any cybersecurity or risk-based program they implement, it's always good to measure the outcomes to make certain that the money that you're spending on it and the time and resources you're dedicating match what you're getting out of the program. Some other metrics you're going to want to look at are the number of employees that you're able to prevent or reduce the number of incidents that you have from negligent users. From a malicious user perspective, you want to track the number of incidents you have to see whether you're able to cut back over time with the number of malicious insiders that you have. And then when it comes to compromised users or users who are not negligent or malicious, they just got compromised by an external entity, you want to be able to track how many times you're able to detect that having happened, thus safeguarding your organization.
That's where DTEX comes in. With an AI-powered insider risk management platform, DTEX compiles activity history, user trends, and behavioral context to instantly answer the crucial questions of who, what, when, where, and how. This enables organizations to proactively detect and address suspicious activity, whether accidental or malicious.
So without tools like DTEX, professionals end up struggling with what the industry calls analysis paralysis. And that's having too much data to go through or not enough data in order to help you identify cyber risks or threats in an organization. Because DTEX is set up to automatically collect everything that you need and then turn on what they call some out-of-the-box rules. It's very simple to have it work on day one, minimal tuning. It's a quick and easy way for any company to go ahead and deploy and look for ways to either minimize insider threat risks or improve their security posture.
When organizations use our product, there are a number of different ways they can consume the information that we provide them. One is by looking at the risk scoring and risk rating we have for individuals. They're able to understand which users are at higher risk and may require some type of investigation or some type of action. Another thing they have to look at is what we call our CISO scorecard. So that is a high-level dashboard that shows the head of the security organization how they're doing from our perspective against their peer groups in industry. The organization is also able to perform deep dive forensic analysis on users that they have concerns with, leveraging our technology. Another way that organizations are able to interact with our software is using artificial intelligence to make the experience easier for them. So rather than having to understand all the nuances of the software or be an insider risk expert, someone who's been doing these type of investigations for years. They're able to use artificial intelligence to simply ask questions, gain answers, and then have what we call guided investigation.
The most critical piece of advice I would give someone in the cybersecurity field, especially when trying to stand up an insider risk management program, is to make sure that they're utilizing all the tools and log sources at their disposal, and to do so in a way that is methodical and thoughtful at an analyst level. If you collect too much data, analysts aren't going to be able to go through it. So leveraging concepts like user behavioral analytics and tools like DTEX will allow your analyst to get through the amount of data that's being collected and identify risks that could harm your organization.
Visit DTEXsystems.com to learn more about how their insider risk management platform can help you protect your organization from the inside out.